Okay, we will start with a short guided meditation. Please settle on your seats and sit comfortably. Okay, please settle on your seats, straighten your back and also your head. Relax your shoulders. Keep one palm on the other, rest them on your lap, or you can also rest them on your knees if you are comfortable with. And then gently and compassionately close your eyes. Relax your eyebrows too. No stress. Take a good long deep breath and then hold it for a few seconds and then slowly release and relax. Release the entire body while inhaling and exhaling. Let's do it together. And then slowly and gently, step by step, release and relax. Now let us observe our breathing pattern as we have taken a good long deep breath. Our breathing at the beginning can be little longer. Just settle down with the breathing as well. Let it happen naturally and just observe the process of your breathing. That way you can beautifully internalize with your breathing process and inner peace. See how it happens, the process of your breath, the entire respiratory system, how it works with every single breath, incoming and outgoing, and how the entire body responds to every single breath. So you just observe the breathing process. The incoming breath touches the nostril before entering the body, and you can feel that sensation when you breathe in. And the outgoing breath touches the upper lip before leaving the body. These are two very important points for us to focus on. One is the entry point, and that is the first time the incoming breath touches our body. And the other is the exit point. The outgoing breath touches our body before leaving. So the upper lip and the nostril will be very important places for us to focus today. Keep your mindfulness in between. Just like a cameraman shooting, sometimes even zooming in and zooming out. Here we will try to recognize, identify the pattern of our breathing. Sometimes the long breath, sometimes the short breath. We do not control it. Just let it happen on its own, and we simply observe it. Keep doing it. Every single breath, incoming and outgoing. So we focus on the nostril, tip of the nostril, and also the upper lip. We do not go inside the body with the breath. Rather, we will stay in between these 2 points, recognizing the incoming breath and the outgoing breath. Whenever you take a good long deep breath, or slightly longer breath, you recognize it, identify it. Whenever you take a shorter breath, you can recognize it, identify it. What happens when we sit for a while unmoved? Our entire body becomes calm and relaxed. And then the breathing also becomes calmer and it relaxes as well. And slowly you will also notice the breathing becomes more gentler and subtler. Meanwhile, when we close our eyes, our ear sensation also is a little bit stronger. So you hear the other sounds outside, especially the wind. You can hear that, the sound of the wind. Just recognize it, identify it, and then come back to our meditation. From time to time, if you hear something special, recognize it, identify it, and come back to the meditation. Our main focus today is breathing in and breathing out, the nostril and the upper lip. Okay, let's silently do it for a couple of minutes. Try to focus on every single breath. Please listen to the echo of the bell until it fades away completely. Closed eyes. Now let us take a good long deep breath and hold it for a few seconds and then release and relax. Let's keep our palms together close to our heart and say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us gently and compassionately open our eyes and look at the brighter side of the world. Okay. Good evening, everybody, and most venerable members of the Mahasangha, dear Dhamma friends. Today at the Empty Cloud Monastery, we are going to listen to a short Dhamma talk and also followed by a Q&A session. This afternoon we had a chance to go to the adjacent jungle. What do you call it?
Nature reservation.
Nature reservation.
Forest is also good.
Okay, forest. So when we started the journey, we saw 2 deer right here inside the temple. It was really amazing. And they were um, giving us some good positive energy to us. And then before starting, it was raining a little bit, and so we were a little bit concerned it might rain in between. And then we walked, and then again we saw the deer, two deer again, in the nature reservation. And on our way back also we saw a deer was looking at us. So it was really good. And our walking um, in the nature was really a beautiful experience. And but it's also challenging, not so easy, right? We were talking about the walking meditation, but then you are encountered with so many challenges, difficulties, differences. Every step in your life you will have so many ups and downs. Suddenly things can go wrong. And today I think many people also encountered mosquitoes. So mosquitoes were hovering, and maybe some people at the beginning they were a little bit upset. Maybe why did I come today? And are we going the right way? So many things must have happened. And then we went one side and to some distance, and we stayed and meditated in the jungle, in the wild. It was so nice too. And then again, I think the insects, mosquitoes, they were all still there. And on our way back, we were all meditating on loving kindness. Every single step, we were focusing on loving kindness. So may all sentient beings, seen and unseen, be well and happy and healthy. That was our meditation. So I think on the way back, people started radiating loving kindness to mosquitoes also. So some of them said actually, I was trying to have compassion towards the mosquitoes. Actually, when things like that happen, and many times because of our previous memories and our knowledge that we have learned from our society and our elders, our teachers, our parents, and all, what we do is we already have those pictures, right? Or the mosquito, or the noise of the mosquito, or whenever you think of the mosquito, is it a positive energy that you get? Not really, right? And apparently uh, the sound of the mosquito uh, brings little bit anger, little bit restlessness to us. And because of our previous knowledge about them, we also think like whenever a mosquito bites, we will have malaria, we will have dengue. We already, have that negative energy in us, and we panic, and we ourselves make our blood maybe toxic even before the mosquito bites. Maybe if we do not panic uh, that way, maybe even if they bite, and even if we try to focus on the sensation and do not really feel angry or anxious or restless, uh, the mosquito bite will not necessarily become toxic to us. So the Buddha was living in the wild most of his lifetime, 45 years after his enlightenment at the age of 35, and he loved uh, the nature. He was born under a tree, he was enlightened under a tree, and he also passed away under a tree. So it's really very, very important for us. And so the trees and the nature is an indispensable part of our Buddhist life. And uh, actually today when we finished the meditation, we came to the destination and it started raining. None of us, so maybe we said, Devo Vasatu Kalena, the Devas, started raining right on time. And so it was not disturbing us too. And so the practice of loving kindness is a very important thing for all of us. And then also I was thinking today, Dāna, Sila, Bhāvanā, the three concepts that I would like to explain in brief as Buddhist practitioners, how we are benefited through these things. Dāna is the generosity. We always encourage people to practice dāna or generosity. You become generous. And this generosity also attacks some of the very profound, deep-rooted, unwholesome, unwholesome thoughts in our mind. One is the greed, what we call lobha, and the other is the ill will, what we call dosa, and then the ignorance, what we call moha. So lobha, dosa, and moha, greed, ill will, and ignorance. These are some of the deep-rooted, unwholesome thoughts that we all have. So we have to be really careful about that. Every time we do something, these things can happen to us. These thoughts can come to us. So why we encourage people to practice dana or generosity? Because it subtly attacks those unwholesome uh, thoughts. And then we generate adosa, alobha, adosa, amoha, the opposite effects, opposite wholesome thoughts. Alobha means generosity, and adosa means loving kindness, and amoha means the wisdom. Um, so that is why we practice many things. Whenever we do something, we have to think if these unwholesome thoughts do come to us, if we generate unwholesome thoughts whenever we do something, then we should not do those things. So when we practice something like a generous activity, it gives us an opportunity to radiate, generate uh, the generosity or good, wholesome thoughts. And when you offer something to someone, mostly the Mahasangha members, we call Mahasangha, the monks and nuns, and also to any other person, if you like to offer something to someone in the hospital or some charity institute, maybe the children's home, elders' home, even a homeless person, or your parents or your elders, anyone, your friends, maybe in the school you find, if you find that there is an opportunity, um, never hesitate to for something. Never hesitate to practice your generosity because that's a really, really powerful energy. So it's very difficult also at the beginning because you might think like I have done so much hard work, um, the month-long work, and driving back and forth to the office and doing so many works, and then suddenly someone comes and I had to offer something, and that way we call it Mara. Mara is the evil one. So the evil one always come and influence us. Try not to give. Don't do that. It will come in the back of our mind and haunt us, and also try to stop us from doing some good things. So we have to be very strong and committed to our good thoughts and generosity. No, no, I'm going to do that. Tell you a story. One day there was a very poor couple in the Buddha's time, and then they had only one shawl, so one shawl, and both of them, whenever they go out, only one person can go, husband or wife can go out. There was only one cloth and to wear it for outside. And one day um, the they saw a monk coming, and then the lady, she really wanted to offer something, but she didn't have it. So she was thinking, why not I give this shawl to the monk? And then she was thinking, then what would happen? My husband will come and he will blame me. So she couldn't do it that day. And then she was little bit worried that she could not do that. And the following day, the monk again appeared, and then she was still thinking, scratching her head, what to do? Should I give it or should I not? Now she's struggling. And then the third day, she decided, no, even if my husband scolds me, beats me, I'm going to offer it. She was very firm and gave it to the monk. And so um, the the husband came, and he was asking, what happened? Where is that? And then uh, when he found out, then she said, I offer it to the monk. And then he felt very bad. But then again, she decided, and she also explained to him, this is a chance, this is an opportunity for us to practice generosity, and you have to share the merit. And then he also realized it, and they both of them were very happy, and gladly they keep their palms together, close to their heart, and say sadhu, sadhu. And that is one way of sharing the merits when somebody does a good thing. Another day, there was a beautiful temple offered to the Buddha by Anathapindika. And Anathapindika was a very famous businessman those days. And then when he offered the temple, there were many people coming to the temple. And two friends were there. And these two friends, one of them, both of them saw from the outside when they saw many people gathering and so many decorations and all this stuff. And one friend saw that, and he was very upset. He was very upset. Why? Because the Anathapindika spent so much of money on building a temple. Why did he spend so much of money in building a temple? He should have uh, invested this money, maybe some in business or something, or saved that money for maybe fixed deposit or something. Uh, uh, then he could have helped his children. But he spent all this money for the temple, and he was a very uh, foolish man, he thought. you know, the, that's how things happen to people. And then the other person, when he saw that, from the very far distance, he was so happy. His heart was so full of happiness and joy. And whenever he saw that, when he said that, the other friend said that, he said, don't say that, my friend. This Anathapindika has done such a beautiful thing. We should keep our palms together and share that merit, because he did a very, very good thing, a wonderful generosity, a dāna, and we cannot do it. So we should share that merit. This is what we should do. And he kept his palm together and said, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So two people, none of them spent a penny for this project. They did not spend any money, but both of them uh, generated. One generated a very bad karma. Okay, the other one generated very good karma. So both of them could do it even without spending anything. So whenever you see someone doing a good thing, you don't have to be a part of that. Even from far distance, you see that and be happy. Be happy and share the merit. Oh, I'm so happy he did that. Maybe someone helping a poor person or giving something to someone, and so they feel so happy. And the other person might think, like, let's say, like you are giving something to a homeless person. Oh, why does he give that money? You are not giving, somebody else is giving. And you are not even saying, you are thinking, oh, this foolish man is giving the money to the homeless person. He might go take some drugs, what not. And this is again, you're not spending any money, you are the one creating bad karma. You are reacting negatively to that situation. So these are the things that we have to be really careful. That is why we keep practicing. And of course, when you give something, you do not hold on to it. You let it go, right? But if you also follow up and you give something to the homeless person and follow him and looking what is he doing, and that's also not really generosity. That's not generosity, right? You give, that's it. You don't have to follow up with that, and you give it wholeheartedly with pure mind. This is all what we should do. So practice generosity is a really, really good thing. And also it is said, when you give something with a good heart, happy heart, smiling heart, then also you become beautiful. Not only you get something in good in return, but also you become beautiful, because when you smile, you actually generate a good positive energy. But later on, some people, this also happens with the Buddhist karmic theory. Like you give something and later on you repent. Oh, I shouldn't have given that much, maybe a little bit. You already gave, and then you repent. And then that also can happen to some people. So it's really, the thing is that, like it is said, okay, because of the merit that you generated by giving, so you get some money and you get some wealth. But because later on you repented, you cannot enjoy that. There are some people like that in our society. So we just think, whenever you give, before giving and while giving and after the giving, you have to be happy. You have to be really pure in your heart. Really important too. And also when the other people give, be very careful that you are not going to create any bad karma because of that. Always try to be happy. Yeah, this is the practice of generosity. This is about the dana. Dana is the first paramita, what we call paramita, the fulfillment that all the bodhisattvas, they have to fulfill 10 paramitas according to Theravada Buddhism. I think 6 paramitas according to Mahayana Buddhism. Dana comes first. Because when you offer something, when you give something, you feel so happy. You attack, uh, greed, you attack ill will, and when you are happy, you can give. That also is very good. You give something with compassion, not with anger, right? You might give that also, but if you practice giving, also make sure you are full of happiness and full of loving kindness and full of generosity. No greedy, no angry. And also you think, by giving this, I create a good energy. By offering this to anyone, I create a good positive energy. This is what we call, it makes our mind pure and happy. This is called Chittang Punatiti Punya. That means whenever you do something to make your mind happy, without anger, without greed, and without ignorance, then you generate something called merit. Okay, that merit is very powerful. Of course, you can be happy while doing so many other things too, but not necessarily with the practice of uh, generosity and also loving kindness and that wisdom. Some things you can do, maybe let's say like you watch a violent movie, you like very like fighting or something. Like when you see that, you also want to like shoot, you are like shooting, all these things, you like that. Maybe while watching that, you also not really feeling so peaceful and happy, but really becoming restless. Right? And maybe some ghost movie. You watch that and you feel angry, and maybe you feel fear. All these things can happen to you. So maybe after that you feel not so good. But when you do something, if you can generate a powerful positive energy, uh, it is called metta, or it is called merit or punya. So that punya is important in our life to make us happy. And then Sila means also is a very important practice. We Buddhists have something called five precepts. Do you know about five precepts? We have something called five precepts. If you want to practice Buddhism, you have to learn these five precepts. We monks have so many precepts. Okay, don't ask about that because you will be scared to see. Like they are practicing so many precepts. So for the lay people, only 5%. One, not to kill, not even a mosquito, and not to steal anything. And the other one is not to indulge in sexual misconduct, and then not to tell lies. And last one, not to take intoxicant, drinks and drugs that cause intoxication or heedlessness. So these are the five precepts. And last time when I said, oh, not even drinks and drugs, someone was little concerned about that. So at least if you can practice even four, maybe later on you can add that also, okay? Or if you drink, maybe you can slowly reduce. Maybe not right away overnight. It will be difficult maybe because your body really needs it. You have become addicted to that maybe. So, but you make an effort. You make a determination. Okay, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm not going to drink. Something like that. So slowly, you can also extend that time. So whenever you observe the 5%, you cannot break those 5%. It's important. That is why some of these people here, they come to this monastery and they practice 8%, actually three more added. No dinner, no beautification, no cosmetics, nothing. And then also they live a very simple lifestyle, and that's called 8%. So maybe sometimes you can come over and practice. The monastery is a beautiful place here, and also the surrounding area, everything is so good, and you can see how the monks also practice, and it will be very helpful, and you will have a very different experience, a spiritual experience. So Dāna and the Sila, very important. When you practice the Sila, it calms down your body and the mind. So here we also practice um, noble silence. We talk very less, very little. Um, Mostly we talk if you need to ask a question, and then you can ask a question. Or if we need to share the dhamma, we also talk. Most of the time we keep quiet, and that gives a lot of um, space for us for self care. And you have time to talk to yourself, and that internal dialogue, I think, is very important, because whenever we talk, we lose track of ourselves, inner peace. But when you don't talk, you have a good time to talk to yourself. So that's why we practice. And then the bhavana, when your body and the when your body is calm, it's very easy to practice bhavana or meditation. So, what do you mean by meditation? Can anyone tell me just one sentence? What is meditation to you? If you are new, okay. I know those people who already practice, they can give me like hours of lecture about the meditation. How about you? Like, what do you think of meditation?
I think it's the absence of thinking.
It's the absence of thinking.
Yeah, trying to prevent. Like the more I do it, the fewer thoughts that I have.
Okay.
Or the longer the time between them.
Okay.
That's a lot where I am.
Yeah. How about others? What do you think? No idea about meditation?
I don't think it's trying not to think. But it depends on the kind of meditation.
Okay.
You can use an anchor like the breath, or you can do like a open awareness and just be aware of everything in your surroundings. Depends. Or loving kindness meditation. It's all
Okay.
different kinds.
Oh, you already know about meditation then. How about you? What do you think? Girl over there.
Stillness, maybe.
What is it?
Being still and calm.
Being still and calm. Okay. You want to say something?
When I feel that I have come into a oneness with the universe, and I don't really feel myself.
Oh. Okay. Oneness of the universe. Yeah. So, do we need to sit and close our eyes? No. So, how do you meditate? You meditate while working.
Sometimes when you're doing something, just chopping the vegetables
Okay.
or walking.
Yeah. Yeah, very true actually. It's very important you can apply that theory. But sitting meditation is really helpful. It is I would say like the most powerful practice, sitting meditation. Laying down is very good, but easily you sleep. You fall asleep. And standing also good, but you can't stand too long. It's also not so easy. Some people do that. But sitting in that way is easier. Walking meditation also is good, but walking is also you need to practice a lot because it's already moving and you can easily be distracted. Sitting, if you close your eyes and sit, you can all be yours. It's so easy. But then that meditation theory that you learn, you have to practice. You have to apply that outside. Like you said, when you cook,
Yeah.
yeah, just focus on cooking, right? Let's say that you cut vegetables, or you think something, and then you don't cut your finger, right? When you drive, you also drive while focusing on your driving and not thinking of here and there and not texting, especially, right? It can really cause many issues. Like multitasking is not a part of meditation. Yeah. Yeah, that's not really recommended in Buddhism. So one at a time. It makes us calm down. It brings us a lot of focus and attention to one thing, and that's really helpful. Because when you are doing so many things together, and it's very easy for the mind, the monkey mind, to um, operate. So we have to be careful about that. So whenever you cook or you work or you walk or even you talk, if you can be mindful of what you do, and also having the presence of your mind and live at the very present moment. This is important in meditation. And also in Buddhist meditation, we talk about the challenge that we have. Most of the time, if you sit and close your eyes, your mind can easily go to the past experiences you had. Very easy. You had a friend or had a party, you can easily be lost there. Although you are meditating, you are actually in the party mentally. And if you had a bad experience, maybe you had an argument with someone or something, then also when you close your eyes, you will still continue to argue with that person. Did I say the right? Yes, I was the one correct, and the other one was wrong. So you try to justify your argument all the time, and so hours meditating, but nothing, right? And then the other thing is future plans. We have so many future plans. So when you close your eyes, think of the future plans. What should I do now? I should go home, and after this meditation, after this session, I'm going home, cooking, and I have a meeting. And so you plan all these things even while sitting here. That's not going to be meditation. So the most important, the challenging part is to keep the mind right here, right now. So not allowing the mind to go. If it's okay, it's definitely okay if the mind goes to the path, but recognize, identify, and then come back to the present. I'm now meditating, I have to come back. You have to recognize your mind has gone to the past and come back to the present moment. Oh, I was meditating on my breath, so I have to come back. And then again, you might go to the future, you can think, oh, this is a future thought. Come back to the present moment. And that way you will be more and more practice, and the more and more you will be able to concentrate and sharpen your meditation practice. And you will notice how drastically it helps you improve your good health, good energy, and your patience, your loving kindness, your attitude towards your life, and also the nature and the animals and the family members and friends and relatives and also the co-workers. They will notice, they will recognize, oh, this person is different nowadays. But it is for the good only, not for the bad. Right? So there should be some positive outcome in us when we practice meditation. If not, there will be a problem. Because I remember one day someone went to a 10 days retreat, and then there was a problem because after going to the meditation retreat, that lady, she was not wanting to do any household activities. She thought, I am meditating. I am like little bit higher than the other people now. And she is not taking care of the husband and the children, and they were like, she was like already confined to the room. And then the family actually approached the monk at the temple, and we have to do something about this, because she's not doing anything, and we feel frustrated, like we feel very upset. And so the monk has to say, look, you have gone to a meditation, so you should bring some positive energy to your home. You should show more loving kindness, more compassion, and more caring for your family. That way they will feel very good. Oh, my mother went to meditation, now she is more patient and very kind to us. That way they will also feel encouraged, right? So the same thing should be applied. Applying the meditation also in the right manner is very important. Okay, so these are the three things I wanted to discuss today. Dāna, generosity. And what is the second one?
Sila.
Sila. What is Sila? Yeah. Yeah, the 5 precepts. Right? Practicing, verbal and bodily activities, we have to take care of that. And then the third one? Bhāvanā, meditation. So Dāna, Sila, Bhāvanā. Let us practice in our day-to-day life. Whenever we have an opportunity, it will be very helpful to all of us. And also it will be helpful to every single sentient being, family members, friends and relatives. Even we have that positive energy to the trees, to the plants, to the animals, to the world in general, so that your life can be beautiful. And when one person is beautiful, other people also will feel that energy. So we can also influence the society in the right manner, positively. Okay, with that I conclude.
Antamayang Dhammakataya Sadhukarang Dadamase Sadhu 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 Anumodami.
Any questions? Yes.
Okay, so I took a walk and I thought I would have a walking meditation, but it was impossible because I was paying attention to everything. So I decided to look for one color. And then everywhere, all I did was look for one color. So that was a little more meditative than the regular walk. But I don't feel it was really completely meditative. But, so are there techniques like that you would recommend for helping to block the perceptions of what everything that's going around?
Yeah, I think walking meditation can be very helpful for our health also. Walking is always good. Like when you are angry, you cannot meditate.
Right.
Like you cannot sit and meditate. You will be so restless and very difficult. But walking meditation is very good if you are angry. You will calm down.
Right.
And normally people, when they are angry, they run here and
You
there.
walk back and forth.
Yeah. So walking can calm us down.
Yeah.
So you decide the place where you feel more comfortable in walking,
Mhm.
and then you decide, okay, today I'm going to meditate from this point to the other point, and that point from beginning to the end, I will focus on that.
Yeah.
And then you focus on your steps. Yeah, steps. You focus on that, and so every movement, like racing, moving, and placing, racing, moving, placing, you just think of it. And whenever you stand, you think you stand, stand, stand. No hurry, take your time.
Right.
Yeah, you're not competing with anyone, so nothing to hurry. Just keep doing it, and then you go to the destination. When you turn, also you turn, 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 and stand, 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 and then race, move, place. All these things have different sensations. When you race, it's a different sensation. Racing from the ground, and then move, you feel that air. You are like cruising through the air, and then you press um, your feet on the ground. So they are all different sensations. Very hard. I mean, without much practice, but keep doing it. Yeah, the more you do it, the more comfortable you become, and it's very good too. Especially after lunch, maybe people feel a little bit drowsy, sleepy, so it's good to walk, and or other times also very good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, no, my question was answered, Bhante. Thank you.
Oh, good. Two in one. Yes. Any other question? You want to ask a general question from the monks and nuns? It is time. Yes.
Bhante, do you see meditation as a form of dāna sometimes, giving to the world and also giving to ourselves, like liberation?
Let's say you share about the meditation with the others. That is the best form of dana you can do to someone. Like it is said, dhamma dana. It is called dhamma dana. So giving dhamma is the best dana, most powerful dana, because you share that wonderful wisdom with the others. That's very powerful. Yeah, always try to help with your kids or someone about your meditation. Share that experience. They will, if they are encouraged, they will also practice. You know, so you inspire them. You share that with them. They will be so happy. You don't need to have money to practice Dāna, like the other people did. You know, even without spending a penny, you just see the other people with wholehearted, very pure heart. Just we call it anumodana, you know. So you become an equal shareholder of that merit. Yeah.
You can give by in traffic if you let someone go in front of you.
Very good.
And then the
I
next
always
person
say
behind you does it.
yes.
Because they see you do it and you see them and you
Yeah.
do it for someone else.
Very cool. That's a very good idea too. Like I always call it like traffic light meditation. In the traffic, you also can meditate a lot in different ways. Few moments of meditation, and whenever you see the yellow light, it's your meditation time. No rush, no hurry, no acceleration. Take that moment to keep yourself calm. Oh, I'm so happy now. My meditation time. You know, that way you can meditate. And also when you drive, think of the other drivers. You know, think of them and pray for them. And may they be well, happy, healthy. You know, people in the right side, people in the left side, people in the front side, back side, so they will not bump into you. And just be kind and compassionate to, you know, everyone. May they also reach their destination without any problem. That will be very good. If you fly in the air, just also do the same thing. I used to do that when I um, arrived at the airport, people in the airport, and then I also go to the plane. Everyone in the plane, you know, may they all be well, happy, healthy. May they all be able to reach their destination without any trouble. And also, I used to do whenever I enter a new place, new home. You know, I take permission from them. I take a moment of silence and just take the permission from seen and unseen. Maybe the former owners can be still sitting there waiting, you know, and you take permission. You be kind to them and grateful to them, thankful to them, and that way maybe they will also not feel grumpy. Sometimes you don't know, you don't see them. Maybe they are comfortably sitting in their chair, you know, like this. You don't see them, maybe. Yeah, and you go and sit right away and they feel angry. You know, even if you go to a hotel, I recommend you always do that. You know, take the permission. Just be thankful and grateful to all those people, sentient beings. That way you feel that good energy. You feel that sense of security. And when you enter a jungle, or what do you call nature's reservation, take the permission because you enter somebody else's territory. You know that belongs to those animals, insects, um, deer, and all the other. It's not ours, right? So you take a permission from them, and you be kind and compassionate to them, and that way you feel that sense of security. Yeah, that's a just practical note to all of you who are practicing meditation. And I remember there is one monk in Sri Lanka. He says even when when somebody calls him, he sees someone so and so is calling. He sees the name. Before answering the call, he would already send metta to that person. Yeah, that is, you know, that can become an integral part of your life. Every time you do something, you send metta to them. When before eating, I think last time also I shared, we used to eat with the hand. So when we wash the hand, so those food particles, we also think of someone, some sentient beings. May some other sentient beings be benefited with these food particles. You know, so there is no limit to metta. There is no. This is unconditional love and compassion that you can all share with the rest of the world. It can become part of your life, and you will feel so good. Yes. Okay.
think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming this evening, braving the rain. So just a handful decided to risk it and come here